I'm going to pass it back to you, Dr. Lee. Tell us about this inner doctor and why does this work?
Well, thank you. That is an interesting concept, and the more I've studied this and thought it through, I mean, I can go really deep into subcellular, redox biology, but I'll tell you probably a really simple metaphor or analogy that I think illustrates this. Everybody has, in the room that you're sitting in or the home that you're in, you could probably look around and see a thermostat on the wall. And we all have a thermostat in our homes or our office spaces, even in our cars. And it has a mechanism in it that we set to a predetermined set point that is at, we'll call it balance, it's comfort. It is homeostatic. It's everything's okay, right? But when the ambient condition in the room, the temperature, if it drops below that set point, or if it rises above that set point, something happens in that relay that sends a signal to a box that's sitting somewhere else in your house or your garage or your attic or somewhere, that will turn on a process, a machine that will condition, warm, cool, whatever the environment of your house or your room in a way that it returns it to that set point, at which time it turns it off. And so it goes on and off and on and off as the heat or coolness of the conditions, change throughout the day. Now, if there's something wrong with the thermostat, if that relay switch becomes dysfunctional and it doesn't signal properly, or there's a problem with that box that we call the HVAC or the furnace or whatever, and it's not quite working right, we'll be sitting in this environment and we'll look at each other and we'll say, wow, it's getting kind of cold in here, or really I'm starting to sweat something. And so we'll get up and we'll go get a fan, or we'll get a portable air conditioner, or we'll get a space heater, or we'll get some blankets, or we'll turn the fire on in the fireplace, or do something to change the symptoms of a faulty relay switch or a thermostat. Well, the cell has a thermostat. We don't call it a thermostat. I guess we could call it an oxidostat, an oxidation measurement. This oxidostat measures, that's the thermostat, if you will, in the cell that measures the set point and whether the ambient or environmental conditions are good or bad. And if they're off, if they're out of balance, as the heat of the moment goes up or the coolness of the moment in that analogy happens, if something changes in the environment, then that relay switch such that it turns on a process, and that's the inner doctor. And when that is activated, it then responds to those conditions with a solution that fixes the ambient condition. So now I'm back to my set point. I'm back to balance. I'm back to homeostasis. Well, then 5 hours later, when the heat of the day is going down and it's cooling, it might be cool. Now the stress in the home, we're out of balance again. And so it fixes it again. But the point I'm making is that when I have to bring a space heater, a blanket, a fireplace, a portable air conditioner, a fan, or to spray me down with some water so that I can cool off, that's kind of like having medical intervention. I don't need medical intervention if the cell's working, if the machine is working, if the switch is working, if all the communication is working. I don't need intervention. And even though right now I need a fan, well, I can call a repair person to come fix that mechanism, and then I can put my fan away. So I hope you see the metaphors there, the analogy of that. That is what the inner doctor really is about.